It's gonna be fucking awesome. We got Brooke Hale in the house.
We're getting the Boone's Farm.
Now, Brooke, just so you know, we stopped the actual recording, but this will keep recording. So in between.
Yes.
So
I think I'm far away from the camera.
So no, if you have a highly controversial take that you don't want the world to hear, that you think the mics are
Just
off,
realize
it's still going here.
Okay.
Yes.
For all 6 of them, if we're lucky.
Yeah.
On the Facebook, on the YouTube.
Are we up to 6?
I think so. I think last show, which
I never even checked how many people watched
several
that.
weeks ago.
That was a while ago.
I've got the Broncos schedule, so we'll talk about that.
Oh man, who are we? The fan? Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
How ready?
I'm ready. If
Really ready.
You guys,
Really damn
are you
ready?
guys ready?
Let's do
Okay. Oh wait, I didn't record yet.
Dude,
Okay.
Scott,
I thought you were ready. You said, "Oh, I'm ready."
I said I'm ready, but I usually go.
Alright,
I usually go like this. Remember?
All right, fine.
It's okay. So
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
How ready?
Live from the Sportique Studios, where the phrase tossing your catfish has got nothing to do with hockey, this is the South Stands Denver Fan. Yeah! I'm Colin Daniels with producer Scott Stafford, Instagram model, and Russian social bot Brooke Kale, and you.
I miss sports.
Broncos.
Yeah!
Let's talk some Broncos, motherfucker.
We're off season, baby.
We're off season. Schedule came out. It's like Christmas on the eve of 420, baby. It's good stuff. Yeah, we'll probably talk a little Broncos. We gotta, that's just part of the thing. But honestly, somebody last night, Dan Feldman, I was talking about the Avalanche getting beat, and he said I was talking about Andrew Hammond, who came in for Bernier, and I said something about that, and then he went, top 5 pick, huh? And I went, well, I don't know what Hammond was. I know he had a really good run last year, and he went, oh, I'm talking about the Broncos. And I went, oh, I'm so tuned out of the Broncos. I had no idea what he was talking about. So, but hey, we'll get into that in a second. I want to welcome for the first time ever, Brooke Kale.
Hello.
Come on in, baby. What's happening?
They've surrounded me with liquor.
Yes.
I have Boone's Farm wine, Mad Dog 2020, and some White Russians in front of me. So apparently they're trying to get me drunk to get me to take my top off.
That's
yes. We want the top off. She's got the longest commute, and of all of us, and we definitely want to see her get.
That's going to be in the fourth quarter when the top, all of our tops are going to come flying off. I think at that point. So, but Brooke is a local legend. I think
that's perfectly fair.
I think that's perfectly fair. A Twitter legend, and Brooke has got a good following. Everyone loves her. This is the first time you guys have met Brooke, but I met Brooke out at a tweet up when I was with Chrissy Becks, and I met a bunch of the weirdos that we all kind of know from Twitter. So, have you met a lot of people from Twitter?
I have, actually.
You have? And
actually, every person I've dated is from Twitter.
Oh, really? Well, that's understandable. I get that. But, it seemed weird when you meet somebody from Twitter. Like, when you talk to somebody, I mean, there's people I've known for years that I meet, and you're kind of like, I don't really know how to talk to you. You know what I mean?
I'm not like that at all. I guess I'm kind of like how I am on Twitter and how I am in real life.
I think you just made a very valid point, which is, and I think it's true for a lot of people, and myself included. You're more yourself on Twitter than you are when you meet people in the real world.
I agree. There's absolutely.
True.
So, I mean, most of my online friends, my Twitter friends, are my real life friends as well.
Yeah, and
which might make me a total loser, but that's okay.
Well, that kind of goes without saying. But just kidding. But I have noticed that like when I met you this evening when you first came in, when I meet people that I've been interacting with for years on Twitter, I know them better the moment I meet them than I know half the people I interact with on a daily basis.
It's true, because you do get to know them, because you see their bullshit fucking scrolling past you at all day long. So you kind of know, I know what this guy's all about. So I think we kind of know where everyone stands on Trump. You kind of got that. You kind of know what teams they follow a little closer than others. So it is good. I just mean it's kind of strange because you almost have to kind of get over that, like, oh, I'm talking to you in person now. Okay, let's try to pick up the human conversation. So. But it's good. It's good stuff, and it's good to have you finally in here. So.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Brooke, you're a big Nuggets fan, I know.
Yeah, and I'm about to leave the studio because I'm looking at this picture of Carmella to my left.
Yeah,
it's pretty awesome though. You got to admit. Look at that.
Actually,
font.
I'm not going to admit that.
Look at that font. It's freaking cool.
That is.
I got that at the Goodwill up the street. How can I pass it
Where
up?
it belongs.
How can I pass it up?
That's a very early 2000s font, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was about the time I was logging onto the internet and buying his shoes. I did that. I paid like $109 for a pair of Mellow 15s or whatever. I still have them.
Do they prevent you from playing defense?
and speaking of that, you're not afraid to let it fly on some of these assholes, and that's a pretty big asshole. I think he deserved a lot of the scorn. Do you ever get anybody talking shit back to you, the player?
Oh, yeah.
You do, yeah. And I know you have some stories. So what's your favorite interaction?
I don't know how many long people have been following me, but me and Ty Lawson used to get into it a lot. And finally, I tried to break bread and told him I'd cook him dinner, and he said he'd never come over because he thought I'd poison him. He probably wasn't too far from the truth.
But when people interact, I always see people fighting with people, and it always seems that when somebody kind of breaks the ice, everyone kind of goes, "Okay, I'm not gonna fight with this person." And I bet you would have had a nice dinner with him if you actually.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Wilson Chandler would have been a different story, but Ty Lawson probably.
Colin used to kind of attack some players every so often. I don't think you do that anymore, though.
No, I decided I don't like it. Now, Ty Lawson it depends on how that player uses social media. If a player is out there trying to, playing Kanye on social media and, trying to profess their worldview and kind of putting themselves out there, that's one thing. But, some of these guys are very private and they really only use Twitter to send Bible verses on Sunday morning and that kind of thing.
God bless.
And so I think you got to kind of know, is this guy, somebody who is out there on Twitter, like battling, like tweet battling people, or is this somebody definitely getting down on a player's performance after a game? I find it really troubling to me, the way people use Twitter.
No. Wilson Chandler played 48 minutes the other night and got 0 points. If you don't think that man doesn't deserve eternal scorn and my hatred forever, then you're wrong.
Yeah, you're right. He does.
I'm torn about that guy though because he loves Denver.
Yeah,
when you talk about an NBA dude and he loves it here, that's kind of rare, right?
That's great. You can be the biggest Denver
like
fan in the world. If you can't fucking score, we don't want you here.
That and I bring that up because that was really depressing. Now you guys are bigger Nuggets fans than I am. I usually tune in the fourth quarter, see how it's going.
That's all you really need.
Yeah, that's all you really need. But I'm not diehard.
That's why hockey's better.
Hockey is better. Yeah.
Because scoring can happen. Things that matter can happen at any point.
It can all be in the
whereas you can be down 18 to start the fourth and win.
Yeah.
In NBA. So why not just start there?
And I felt weird because I've watched games like that, kind of tune in out in the third and fourth quarter. I was watching that game and and I was tweeting about it and I kind of felt like am I being kind of a poser because all of a sudden I'm all of a sudden commenting on
That's
this.
how I feel about Avs right now.
Yeah, but I did feel I was very into it and I was very upset that they fucking lost that game because as you said when we were trying to do this last week or whatever week we were going to do it, you said, oh, this could be the last time we're talking about 3 teams. And they could have been in the fucking playoffs right now. They didn't shit down their leg.
It's that I swear to God I'm going to see that inbound pass to Jokic for months in my nightmare.
Oh, the one that he just dribbled back out of bounds?
Back out of bounds. I don't know who called that call, but it was probably Michael Malone.
I think George Karl came back from the dead to do that. George Karl Malone.
Chris Dempsey, who's awesome. We met him at CSU that one.
He's got arms like pythons.
Muscular. He's a beautiful man.
Oh, he is.
he does a great job. He works for Altitude now. He got all pissy because somebody asked Malone. You know about this?
Yep. No.
Somebody asked Malone, "Hey, did you think maybe your job was kind of like up in the air at risk?" And he was just like, "Oh no, not me," blah blah blah. And then Dempsey got all pissed off and started talking about how dare they ask this question, and there's no blah blah blah. There's no doubt about it. I'm like, okay. If you're around the team and you talk to the people in charge, I get you would have a sense of what was going to happen. But to the common fan watching some of that bullshit all season long, I think, hey, maybe that's a valid question. That maybe he could get fired.
Well, the thing is that Orlando didn't waste any time firing their coach. Neither did the Knicks. We reward mediocrity around here.
In all sports.
And you get sick of it after a while.
Who would you replace him with? That's the question they always throw out there.
Now, see, and I hate that question because that's the one, because I always say, trade Gabe Landeskog. And they're like, well, who would you trade for? And I'm like, not up to me. It's up to the GM to fucking find out who's available, right? So I think that question's a little loaded unless I have someone specific in mind. Otherwise, it's kind of like, well, look, I need to find out who would be best for this kind of system, these players. But I don't think he should be fired, but man, he sucks. He's fucking terrible. Maybe they can't find him.
But the players seem to love him. The players were all for him.
He is a player's coach.
Yeah.
He's the only guy Boogie Cousins trusts in the entire NBA.
Well, is that because they can push him around and they're like, and he won't pull him out when they're playing terrible?
Exactly. Wilson Chandler probably loves him because he knows that he doesn't have to score in 48 minutes and is going to be able to stay on the court.
Who was hucking up all the threes and kept missing?
Jamal Murray was lights out in the fourth quarter, which is why that inbound pass should have gone to him.
Exactly. He was rocking. No, somebody else was just bricking it up, and he kept playing them. He made 1 3 down the stretch. But other than that, he was awful. But that guy was in the whole time. I can't think who it is. That's what I mean. I don't seem like a fair weather fan.
Brooke, are you watching NBA playoff games?
Not avidly, because I'm still bitter. Once they get past the first round, I'll watch them a lot.
See, I'm the same way. Yeah, and Jeffrey Morton, our good friend from Mile High Sports, formerly of Denver Stiffs, awesome dude. He's same thing. I'm not going to do the first round.
Yeah. Give me the better team. I don't need to see the T-Wolves get blown out by the Rockets. That's not exciting to me.
I kind of feel the same way hockey, although the Avs are in it, so I'm paying attention to it. But if they weren't in it, then I would probably have checked. I wouldn't check in for another couple rounds just because I'm like, you're kind of bitter too. It's like with hockey. Once fantasy hockey season ended, I just was like, there was like a week left, and I was just like, I didn't even pay attention at all. So I see what you mean. You got to kind of have a little bit of an interest in it. But man, how cool would that have been? Avs and Nuggets in the playoffs.
Oh, well, the Rockies are going on too.
And then the NFL draft, which we're all excited about.
I will say this, and I know it's a total cliche. This is the least of hot takes, but man, playoff hockey is amazing.
Oh, it is.
It's so intense. Like I found myself last night making like weird bodily noises. Like I didn't even know where it was coming from. I was like,
Well, no, you're right, and this is what I noticed too. We were talking before the show and how late we've all been up all week watching these goddamn games. And I've been watching. It's been 4 years since they've been in the playoffs, I think. And I just remember, I'm just sitting on my couch watching the games. Now I'm like jumping up. I'm standing with my arms crossed and like
I do the same thing. I get up and stand behind my chair with my hands on the back of my chair, and I just stand there.
Yeah, and you're
like a nervous wreck.
Yeah, I'm jumping up and going, and it's because it all counts now. It's all everything matters. So, because I was trying to explain to my kid, he's asking me questions about it, and I'm jumping up and just go, I'm like, Jesus, it was so close. It's very it's very fun, and I'm so glad they got back in it.
How miserable was that doink doink last night, right at the end of the game?
Still hear that ping.
Ding!
Oh, when he hit the post.
It hit not one post, it hit two. It went off the top post and off the side post.
You know what?
Don't.
That's one of those things. They looked like they were going to do it, and I was like, they might tie this up.
And you imagine they tie it up with like 30 seconds left.
Fucking bedlam. But I will say this about them is that they probably should have won at least one of those in Nashville. And I think the first game they probably should have ended up winning. It ended up being like 5-2 with like 2 empty netters or something.
They got to win 3 in a row now.
Well, I know that's not going to happen. But they should have won one in Nashville. I think that first game they got lucky. There was a goal, not a goal, where Pekka he swung his arm back and he knocked it down out of the air and it landed in the crease. and his defenseman scooted it out just before. I mean, it should have scored. I mean, it was so close. And it's fine. You know what? It's all free hockey at this point, right?
Right. They're playing with house money, right? I mean, isn't that how we all feel?
Absolutely. I mean, if nothing comes from it, Nashville is damn good, guys.
They are really good.
If nothing comes of it, that game 3 is going to be something to remember because that was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. Yeah, I think. Well, they're one of the best teams in the league. If not, I think they were the best. Yeah, they were the best. And they're not playing very good. So I think the Avs, if they could have maybe got their shit together a little bit, but a bunch of people just haven't really played very well. So
it's fun that they made the playoffs though, because now we get to hear the guys on the fan talking about hockey.
Oh, geez.
It's awesome.
You want to listen to that?
Mark Schlereth yesterday morning. I do. I really enjoy the drive. You know, I love the big.
Oh well, DMAC knows hockey. I know he won't talk about it, but he knows.
But hearing Mike Evans and Mark Schlereth talk about it, and I only do so during commercials on Altitude, but listening to those guys talk about it's hilarious. Yesterday morning, Mark Schlereth did this he's got his on the mark or whatever fucking little rant that he does once a day, and he had this or Mark says or whatever thing that he does, and he goes at the end he always goes, put their cleats on the grass, right?
Yeah.
So yesterday he goes, with the Avalanche, put their skates on the ice. I was fucking joking. Wow. When they put their skates on the ice.
That's awesome.
Mark Schlereth, I love you in that HBO show, but sometimes I just want to.
Colin, don't you think?
I want to dump green chili in your eyes.
Don't you think most of the listeners know hockey as much as Schlereth, though? So they're all kind of learning it together, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah. So, all the diehard football fans, sure. Yeah, they're all growing together. It's good.
It works perfectly.
It's awesome. Well. We got to take a break.
Yeah,
already. Let's take a break. And speaking of media members we can't stand, I want Brooke to tell us who she despises in town.
Oh, and I've got a more end of the week later too.
Yeah, when we come back. So it'll be media members, it'll be people on Twitter. So we're just going to get a big scroll out, and she can just start writing. It'll be a long list, I have a feeling. So it'll be good. We're having a good time. We're gonna get into it after this break, and we'll be right back. Is that he can't hear me. So remember, still live here.
So anyway, about the Blacks. Oh, sorry. I didn't realize we were still live.
I'm really bummed Legal Weed Melvin hasn't responded to my
dude, what is up with Legal Weed Melvin?
What is it? Yeah, what is up with
he must just when you're too high to get on Twitter, that's really sad. I mean, we might want to do an intervention.
He might be getting waxed before 420. He might be getting his
right, sure, it's possible.
So yeah, he might be doing that.
If I looked at his timeline like yesterday morning just to see, he's been so inactive. But every single fucking tweet he has had for the last 2 weeks mentions either you or Vic Lombardi.
So awesome.
It's hilarious. It's fucking hilarious. Guys are right.
How Vic Lombardi feels about all that.
Dude, Scoop's been coming by lately. Quite a bit. And man, he looks good.
Oh, he's
that whole thing he's been doing, that his little project.
Yeah.
Man, he's kicking ass.
That's cool.
He's all walking with pride. He's got his chin high, sewing his poems.
That's awesome. Good for him.
Yeah.
You got to get him back.
I buy his poems every time. I've got a fucking pile of them, dude. The guy who owns Poor Richards in Colorado Springs has an entire collection of his handwritten stuff from back then. Richard Scorman. Yeah. He owns a bunch of original handwritten Scoop stuff.
You still watching The Walking Dead?
I haven't watched Walking Dead in a couple of years.
You haven't?
I think a lot of people have kind of let it go.
I fell off.
I heard the ratings were literally in the garbage.
Oh yeah, they went way down. But I've been watching it. I stayed. I kept up there.
I stopped halfway through this season.
Did you?
I was like 2 episodes in.
It was a 2-season
Right
kind of.
after that first one where Glenn got killed, I watched the one after that, and I was like, you know what? I think it's kind of.
I think that's where all the ratings
yeah.
dropped because people were just like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
It was so brutal. But you know, it's kind of like, well.
Yeah, that was like an ISIS training video. That episode when Glenn got killed. God, that was intense.
Yeah, I still watch it. I watch all of them.
I may catch up later, but for now.
Do you watch Barry? Have you seen Barry?
No, but I hear that's really good.
Oh,
Is it good?
It's awesome.
That's Bill. Is that Bill Hader?
Yeah.
I love Bill Hader.
It is so good. You'll love it. It's so excellent. Very good. Yeah, I've been enjoying that. What else have I been watching?
You know what I started watching?
The Terror.
Oh, I love The Terror. Oh my God, I love
Yeah,
The
that's
Terror.
good, isn't it?
Well, I love the book. The book.
See, I started reading the book a
fantastic.
long time ago, and I never finished it. But, yeah, it's pretty good. I always just kind of go. I'm always like, God, looks so fucking miserable. Like, not even just where they are, but like just living in that time.
That's my thing. Is polar and Arctic exploration. I'll read every single book that I can get.
Yeah, but do you want to be there though?
No, I would never go there.
No,
yeah.
That looks awful.
I'm obsessed with like maritime history, but I'm not going on a boat. So there you go.
When I was in Florida in Key West, I went to the shipwreck museum.
Oh,
really cool. Yeah, and there's like a treasure museum there too. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I just hate all those things where I constantly think about like, oh, you know, all the diseases and how cold it would be,
yeah.
and I'm like, ugh.
And they would regularly winter because they were stuck in the ice 2 years on that little ship with 50, 60 people.
That's crazy. Because I was like, they're like, oh, we're gonna settle in for another year, and I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, holy shit.
I don't even want to sit next to somebody on the light rail for 15 minutes.
Oh yeah,
have you seen this?
Oh, what is
What
that?
the fuck is that?
Come on,
Did they give you that on the club level?
Yeah, of course.
Well, I don't know. Wow.
Oh wow!
Whoa! I don't even want to do. I don't even want to touch that fucking thing.
Yeah, you gotta wash your hands first. Put some white gloves on.
Jesus.
Yeah. Come on.
Oh my! Oh, look
Have
at
I seen it? Come on, dude.
I don't know.
Mine
This
was brought over by Dante Bichette. He brought it.
Todd Helton
Yeah.
brought it over on his horse.
This is awesome.
That's pretty cool.
All right.
I like seeing all the old.
Yeah.
All the old pictures are great, especially of Lodo and Coors Field.
There's some good shots of like all the pre-construction.
This is beautiful.
I did wash my hands actually. Jesus, I want one of these. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking
I
kidding
know,
me?
isn't that amazing?
Dude, my best friend worked at Student Movers, which is now the core of the Sandlot.
Oh,
See?
look at that!
Student Movers.
That's so cool. Yep, there you go.
Yeah, my buddy Donnie worked there, and there was a really good barbecue joint right around the corner. Is long since gone.
Yeah, but wasn't it like dead? Completely dead
It was-
downtown?
Oh,
There was nothing there.
Somebody said you could roll a bowling ball down 60 Street.
Oh yeah, no, there was nothing there. I mean, it was storage warehouses.
Yeah.
so it was after the stadium got built, and a buddy of mine worked at Dixon's, which is no longer there. It was right on the end of the mall there. And I remember he moved from
I must have
he went
this.
from Racine's, which was
Yeah.
over here, to down to Dixon's. And I said to him, I was like,
Someone's
"Man,
gonna
are
send
you
you
kind of
that."
worried about business dying off after the baseball season?" And he was like, "Yeah, I don't know. You know, this is back then."
Yeah.
And they were kind of like thinking, "Yeah, maybe we won't have that." I mean, now it's like foregone conclusion. It's
Yeah.
fucking 24 hours a day.
Put your skates on the ice.
But yeah, it was kind of that. It was that kind of dead down there. Then. Are you guys ready? Talk
Yeah,
some shit
so
about some people?
I've got to do a read and then questions. Scott, I hope Scott hears me.
What?
Read and then questions.
Okay, well, back.
Okay, hold on a second. Un momento.
Por favor.
Guys, let me know when you're ready, and I will.
Okay. I get just a little buzz. Share a little buzz. You get a
Something.
Yeah, that's right. Little buzz never hurt anybody, right?
That's right.
All right. Rocket.
Wait,
Keep going, Rocket.
are you ready?
I'm ready.
Rockies fans, be sure to subscribe to BSN Denver. That's right, bsndenver.com. It's a subscription. You got to pay like $30 a year, man. Or a couple bucks a week, $4 a week. It's like the cost of a latte. And what you're doing is supporting great sports journalism in Colorado. Sign up for BSN Denver, and please let Brandon Spano know that the guys over at South Stands Denver sent you. Is it time for the Avalanche to take Jake Schroeder out behind the old barn and shoot him? Is NHL French for CTE? Is Bridgestone Arena the only NHL venue with concession stands offering squirrel and moonshine? Does PK Subban sometimes wish that in addition to throwing catfish, stands would toss coleslaw, maybe some nice baked beans? Is Donald Trump considering replacing Vic Lombardi with Cardi B as our nation's catfish inspector? Did Matt Duchene make it to the playoffs in NHL 18 for Xbox? Man, this must be really bad. I thought it was funny, but does Case Keenum hope the Broncos don't take a quarterback at 5 because he's Case fucking Keenum? Will the Broncos take Baker Mayfield with the 5th pick, or wait until later rounds for his brothers Butcher Mayfield and Candlestick Maker Mayfield?
The problem is I've already seen these on Twitter.
No, just that one.
Okay.
Has Vance Joseph been anxious for the Broncos to come out so he'll know when he's going to be fired? Did Nolan Arenado take full advantage of his time off by getting – I didn't finish that one. Pretend I didn't say that. When the Avs made the playoffs, the management at 104.3 The Fan decided it was time to call the talent together and explain what a hockey is. Did Cecil Lamby then pipe up and say, in high school, he gave his girlfriend lots of those? You have questions. We have answers. SouthStandsDenver.com, Colorado's finest internet sports talk since 1971.
Is there any way you could turn one of those lights out over there?
Is it really, bad?
It looks like a vortex from space has opened up behind Brooke, and she's.
That's my aura.
It's yeah.
It's Satan driving me to hell.
It's Satan. It's Satan coming for her finally. Just maybe I looked at the that's perfect. That should be fine. So I want to talk about that a little bit later, about Satan dragging you to hell. I mean, he's dragging us.
It's inevitable, yeah.
But you especially. So
I have an engraved seat.
It's a Boone's Farm.
It's like
I've almost drank half this bottle already.
Go for it. It's like when you bars, they'll you can like have a little nameplate put on the bar, and you can like have your name on it and stuff. They got one in hell for all of us. You mentioned Jake Schroeder, and I was thinking about this. Now,
man, he's bad.
Jake, listen. Let me say this.
I'm proud of him. He's done a great job for years.
Salt to the earth. I've met him. I played Fruit Beard hockey with him. He's a super nice dude. He was fucking totally cool. He's done this forever, but I do think he's lost his fastball.
Yeah,
I'm the same.
I think so too. And it's a little bit extra embarrassing. What I would like to see the Avalanche, just because of I realize Rascal Flatts is fucking horrible, but the name value of the people they have over there in Nashville doing their national anthems, it's hard to deny. So I think what the Avalanche need to do is like one up them. They need to get like Willie Nelson to do it, and Waylon Jennings to do it. Maybe is Kenny Rogers still alive?
Yeah, no, Kenny Rogers is alive. Waylon Jennings is dead.
Yeah. Okay, well he's got a kid, doesn't he?
Sure.
So,
but Willie, but if they trotted out Willie and they just be like, "Fuck you." So that's funny. You bring that up because there was a guy saying like, "Well, we had Rascal Flatts and Brad Paisley, and they bring out Jake Schroeder." And it's like, okay, douchebag. First of all,
that's what I like about the Jake Schroeder thing.
Yeah,
it's a kind of a big middle finger.
Well, Jake Schroeder he's an institution. He's sung it, I imagine, since they started. Maybe he's missed a few times here and there, but he's been doing it forever. So he's kind of a tradition. I get that. But fucking Rascal Flatts and Brad Paisley are fucking awful, man. Those are terrible. Now it doesn't like Carrie Underwood. Isn't she isn't she like Mike Fisher's husband or one of those? Is it Mike Fisher? Yeah. And so I think that they trot her out and everything like that. But even her, she's like a new country person. I mean, that sucks. There's no like fucking real deal stepping up. And they're saying Brad Paisley and Rascal Flatts is like respectable. It's like, no, it's not. It's fucking awful.
Well, they sell more albums than a legit country star would.
Well, maybe.
But yeah, they got the Grand Ole fucking Opry right down the road. I mean, come on, man.
But here's the thing. Jake Schroeder is an institution now. You take him away, all these Rain Man puck buddies will lose their shit, and they won't be able to even watch the game because it's part of the tradition now.
It is, and I think at some point though, because I just in his voice I can hear it. He can't quite hit some of those things, and that's fine. But at some point he's going to need to step away, and then they have to get somebody else. But there isn't anybody really famous enough to do it. Where they
have Alan Roach do it. Just speak it.
Yeah.
Oh, say, can you see?
That would be awesome. Or you could have the like the Lumineers do it. I think they're considered a local act, aren't they? Something like that. But nobody.
The Fray.
I mean, like the Fray. Yeah, there you go. But like, I don't think anybody. I mean, like as shitty as Rascal Flatts is, there's still. We know the name, you know the name. Brad Paisley, even though they're a fucking bunch of lamos.
Every Nuggets game this season, they paraded out some high school choir. It's fucking awful.
And they were awful.
Fucking awful.
That's what I'm saying. At this point, you know what? Just sing the anthem and get it over with. If you're not in Nashville, who are you going to get here?
Yeah, it's true.
My mom's available. Nobody wants to hear her sing.
No, definitely not. And I think you could anybody in Nashville, because that's where they go to record, and that's where everyone tries to become a big star. Like Eric Decker's wife, she could come and sing. How about that? That'd be awesome.
If we would re-sign Eric Decker.
That's right. Mm-hmm. But that's like they could just like
Jesse James Decker.
Yeah, they could just swing a hose and hit some country singer who'll come sing the national anthem for the Predators. But I'm wondering. Did they start small and they're going to go bigger as the Preds go deeper into the playoffs? Like were they like, Rascal Flatts can start it out, but then we're going to get fucking Dolly Parton. Yeah, right. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Scott, what do you think about Rascal? You got any Rascal Flats in there for me, Scott?
I want the Fluid to sing the national
anthem. I don't know if those guys are alive still. Are they still alive?
I don't know.
Yeah. So Nathaniel Ratliff.
I've got some.
There you go. The Night Sweats.
Although they're currently on tour with Slim Sessa's Auto Club in Ireland.
Slim Sessa's would be an awesome.
They're not available, and I don't think the ads are going to make it that far for them to come back. And
probably not.
Is the most famous Colorado band still Big Head Todd? Or the Samples, probably.
That would be pretty good. He could come in and sing a little bittersweet national anthem melody. Like he could kind of do all of it. So
make it more sweet than bitter.
I think we got to think about that. Who would be the best? Who would be the best representation for the Firefall?
Firefall. That's what I was just gonna say. For us people, Firefall.
What about Earth, Wind, and Fire? They're from here, aren't they?
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure the main guy from Earth, Wind, and Fire.
You know who's from here is the fucking singer for High on Fire and Sleep. Fucking Matt Pike, whatever his name is. He's from Evergreen. Yeah. He grew up here. So bring him in.
Bring in the South Park guys. They can do it.
Even better. Yeah, that would be awesome.
America.
That'd be cool. Anyway, I hate those fucking country bozos.
They could do it in Cartman's voice. It'd be fantastic.
So how much did opening day suck? What a fucking drag, man.
It was a fucking drag. It was so cool.
Lord. I looked forward to that. I paid way too much money for the tickets. I paid like $150 a piece for third level. I mean, it's must do. I'm not gonna sneeze at money. Memories are what matter, right?
It was fun.
The memories were fucking brutal ass cold.
It was fucking horrible, man. I mean, aside from meeting Mosier and running into you guys, that was awesome. We met Mosier.
Mosier's actually one of my closest friends.
Is he really?
Yeah. I probably shouldn't say that. Sorry, Mosier.
Sorry.
Yeah, he was awesome.
We've probably known him for years via Twitter and everything, and then Colin got him to come. He's going to give him the ticket.
Yeah.
And so he showed up, and I was like, "Fuck, I'm going to go down and meet Moj." And I had never met him before. We hung out, had a beer. It was great. So that was worth it. The rest of it fucking sucked. It was
you look like Nanook of the North.
I know.
Posted those pictures.
It was cold as fuck.
I was like, Reed's building an igloo on
Was
the club level.
was it not cold as fuck?
It was miserable.
It was really cold.
Dude, I was on the third tier, and there was no wind break at all, and it was just icy misery. And there was a father and his young son, I'd say the kid was no older than 5, who managed to make it almost as long as I did. And on their way out, I was fist bumping. I was like, "Nice job, kiddo."
Did you guys make it the whole game?
Oh
No.
Oh,
I left in the bottom of the 8th.
Okay.
I didn't make it that far. I think I left in the 5th because I had my family with me, and they like sat there for like 5 minutes, and they're like, "All right, we're gonna go up to club level and keep warm." And I said, "Okay." And I sat there for another like 5, and I was like, "Fuck this!" And I was in that big ass coat, and I was still cold.
I was in club level the other day, John.
Oh, were you?
Wow, did they make it nice?
It's all right. Yeah. Did you see how they changed it up there?
They got the wood now.
Yeah, the wood. Oh yeah. It's like you're in the ski lodge.
It's a
in
lap
heaven.
of luxury.
Oh, it's so nice. Yeah, it's really
Speaking
good.
of ski lodge, on that day, that's the key. You had to be dressed up like you're going skiing. If you were going skiing, then you were good.
It was still kind of cold, but you know.
And how about that scoreboard?
And they fucking lost too.
Yeah, and they lost too. It was fucking brutal. But that's why I think climate change is real, because now all these games are like being played in fucking 20-degree weather, and it's snowing, and it fucking sucks. Now I get rainouts. You would have rain this time of year, but like when it was like in Pittsburgh the other day, they were playing, it was snowing. I mean, it was that's crazy.
I think the Cubs have had like 6 or 7.
They've had a lot.
Yeah. Cubs and White Sox too. And I think what it speaks to is the need for a shortened season. Absolutely. I think they should get it down to like 140 games.
Well, I think they need to shave it some off from the start. If they want to do more double headers, that's fine. They could do that. And then don't go too far. I mean, they're going into the. Remember when the Cubs were playing? When the Cubs won the World Series?
They're playing into November.
It was like brutal. It was like super cold and wet. And it was just.
That's what's going to happen here. But every single sport besides football should be shortened.
I mean, years ago, probably 4 or 5 years ago, DMAC did an article for Mile High Sports. You got to go look this thing up. I'm sure it's still out there on the World Wide Web about his proposal for how to break up the seasons of every sport, and it was a thing of beauty. It was just like, oh god, I was so. And he shortened the NHL season a little bit, shortened the NBA season a little bit. He had the NBA season start on Christmas Eve.
No, that's Peter Burns' idea.
Well, DMAC might have integrated a Peter Burns idea. He stole Peter Burns'
That's always
idea.
been Peter Burns.
But it was in a DMAC article, and it all lays out so nice.
No, that's
and the Major League Baseball season is 140 games.
Yeah, they need to cut some time off on both ends of that Major League Baseball season for sure. It's just brutal, man. That's when I pick out my tickets. I want to go to opening day, and then I don't pick tickets out for like at least until May, the end of May, because it's just I'm like I don't want to go and fucking suffer. I've done it way too many times.
I've been to like 5 games so far, John.
Have you
been out there suffering with me?
I don't want to go out and suffer.
I was just
talking to Brooke about how I hate watching like Victorian English things because everything seems so goddamn cold and miserable. And I'm like, I don't want to be like that.
I don't want to be even in that mindset.
No, I don't want that.
So I think this coming Sunday, it's going to be 67 degrees at Coors Field for first pitch at 1:10 p.m. And I think that is going to be the de facto opening day at Coors Field. It's going to be opening day too. It's the Cubs. Yeah, so
it'll be half Cubs fans.
Yeah, for sure.
It'll be like 90% Cubs fans. Is the problem.
What day? Sunday or Saturday?
Sunday at 1:10.
Is that the first game back?
Yeah, no. They have 2 more. They have a Friday and a Saturday game first. So I believe it's the last game of the Cubs series. I think it's a 3-game series.
Oh, okay. Well,
so it'll be packed.
That's
Cubs fans.
And you can rest assured up there in the third tier where I'm sitting, I will let Cubs fans have it nonstop. When I went to the Nuggets Minnesota Timberwolves game, I was surrounded by Timberwolves fans.
That's amazing that even those exist.
I know, right? And there was a father and his 2 sons in front of me, and his 2 sons were rooting the entire time for the Timberwolves and laughing at the Nuggets when they had a turnover,
which is probably a lot.
The whole bit, which was a lot. And at the end of the game, this was the one the Nuggets won before the crushing defeat a couple days later. And I was letting him have it. I was like, go easy, go Greyhound, motherfucker! I was like, get the fuck back to where you belong. I'm tired of the transplant.
Said the guy who's like 6'4" and huge.
Yeah, Cole's way taller than I thought.
He's a big guy.
So dad turns around and goes, come on, man. Have a little class. And I was like, class? You people have been rooting for the wrong team the entire game.
Yeah.
Fuck you and your class. And so then I'm walking down, and I had some alcoholic beverages and, maybe a jelly candy before the game. And I'm walking down the aisle going, fuck the transplants!
Wow.
Yeah, even at another Timberwolves game. This was not the Rockets. This was not the Golden State Warriors. This was not the Boston Celtics. It was the fucking Timberwolves, and the place was 40% Minnesota fans.
He's getting all red. A bunch of people probably thought he was saying "fuck the transvestites," and they're like, "Yeah, buddy, yeah, I'm with you on that."
That's the old dude.
He's like, "Oh no, not them."
Except the one gal in the hallway went, "Hey!"
Well, we can talk about that in a little bit. We got to get into the second half already. We're cruising on through it.
This could be Brooks for sports.
Yeah. So we're gonna get some sports going on after this. So let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Oh yeah.
Don't take my mans.
Love this song.
Yeah, wouldn't that be awesome? They're like Dolly Parton. Here is $5 million. Come sing the national anthem when they come back. They come back to Denver.
If they come back.
They're like, yeah, well, they won't come back. They might.
I'll bet you they could get. Dolly for $750,000.
No way. Come on, Dolly doesn't get out of bed.
Dolly would.
I bet we could probably get Dolly
Love
for
this
this.
song.
Dolly's a very
Come on, Dolly, it's coconut
Mad
flavors.
Dog.
Coco Loco. Not only did you bring Mad Dog, you brought Coco
Damn
Loco.
right I did.
Mad Dog.
Dude, you will go Coco Loco.
We're gonna talk draft.
What's that?
We're gonna talk draft. Is that one of the things we're gonna talk about?
Well, I mean,
we say we're going to talk about something, and then just kind of.
Yeah. It's always fun to save Broncos for the end,
Or not talk about it.
or just keep teasing Broncos and never actually bring it up.
People are so fucking. Look, man, just branch out. Just branch out. Check out something else.
Just, dude, we have 4 seasons in nature and
Like
Downtown Denver.
LeBron James is awesome to watch. Go watch him. Just watch him play.
LeBron James is just amazing. He's a god.
What are you
What are you doing? What are you doing
No,
talking
really.
about the NBA draft in February or NFL draft in February?
Yeah, guy
Why?
that's worked for my family forever. Bless him, really good dude. He is so into the Broncos, and like he takes time off for the draft. He goes to all the fan shit, checks it all out, hangs out, and I'm just like, Godspeed, my son, go for it, because I certainly.
Oh, I will watch the
I
draft.
cannot wait until it's over. It's consuming the timeline.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
I know that Josh
hot
Allen guy
takes.
is like 6'5" or 6'6", so that's it.
Great.
I
He
think
can
so.
throw 60-yard passes downfield from his knees.
He loves
Great.
big guys. He loves tall guys. So I didn't think one of those existed.
Isn't there like another Josh? Seems like Josh Rosen or something.
Josh Rosen, and apparently he's fallen down.
He's supposed to be way better.
Yeah.
Which guy is that?
Josh Rosen.
UCLA.
I want
Gets all your
Baker Mayfield.
Joshes confused.
I want Baker Mayfield enough that I don't care if he sucks.
Well, then we need to definitely bring up the draft now.
Let's talk. We're gonna talk.
Okay.
As soon as we're ready. Ready to go back to
So
sports?
yeah, and I have a tweep of the week. So I don't know what music you want to use for that.
Do it up here.
And I have Moran of the week.
Ooh.
In honor
give
of-
me some more.
Oh,
Al
Scottish
Warren.
Al. Poor Scottish Al got blocked by Brooke. What the fuck?
I don't know what I did. That's what I said. I probably was on my period.
No, I don't know. He wouldn't do anything to me.
He doesn't usually get real lippy.
No, not him. Well, he gets lippy with me.
Well, okay. He's probably watching.
I know he's probably watching. He's up. He's up late. He's late over there.
Be like 4 in the morning there, right?
He's got little kids, man. They might be up.
It's about 8-hour difference, I think. No, about 7. Scotland.
Seven from us.
From here? Yeah. Well, he's in Ireland, but Scottish Al in Ireland. Same
Still
difference,
seven,
yeah.
So 7, yeah. Alrighty. So we need to. Are you going to the game? Either of you on Sunday?
Rockies?
Rockies, yeah.
Nah, probably not.
You should find Kreckman.
I hate when they play the Cubs, man.
Did
You can't find parking. It sucks.
That's brutal.
I'd rather go to the Padres games, man, because there's bad blood now.
Oh yeah.
Next week, I'd rather go to those games.
Well, you know that the pitcher that Nolan tried to punch just got sent down.
Did he get sent down?
He got sent down.
Interesting.
But
okay.
did he get sent down because they just want to avoid it? They just skip his start if they didn't want.
Maybe they just sent him down because it was a perfect excuse to do so since he got suspended.
Fucking douchebag. I said he was backpedaling like Carmelo Anthony when he threw that punch. He was just like.
And you know what? You know what the coolest part about that was? Not too many people actually connect with punches like Nolan Ryan, Robin Ventura. Nolan went for it, man.
Yeah.
He was going for it.
Yeah, he was like, I've come all this far. I'm
even
better.
Right as Nolan was getting at it, hit a little like bunny hop.
Yeah.
You know? And it's so, well, I'm gonna get you. Watcha! And then he ran into it.
But he's a big dude,
awesome.
And he's fast for how big he is. He's not a base stealer, but he fucking got out there.
Oh yeah, he didn't put up with any shit. Once that guy pitched behind him, so it'll be interesting because I think somebody's gonna get plucked.
I bet someone they're gonna say, don't. The umps are gonna be like,
don't even think of first plunk you're going.
Yeah, you fucking get anywhere close, and I'm gonna toss you. So.
Right.
All right. Now I'm convincing you.
Which I think I don't think the Rockies. I think they hit a couple guys, but there was no reason for them to hit anybody. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. Well, but the one thing, like when it was Scott Oberg who hit somebody, they said he purposely did it. I'm like, have you watched Scott Oberg?
Yeah,
he just can't pitch.
Yeah. That's not intentional.
Okay, reason
Stream
sports,
looks good.
reason sports.
I think Ottavino like almost hits a guy every single time.
Now he throws at him, and then it comes.
Yeah, that thing is wicked.
He threw that one. The guy kind of went whoop like that, and went.
Yeah.
And it hit the fucking strike zone. It's awesome.
I was thinking for Ottavino, and one of you should do it. On Twitter. There's that. You get the little car, as the emoji. Car and then wine.
Ottavino. I got it. That's pretty good. Yeah, I've been doing this thing with I talked to my mom. I asked my mom what I think about the Rockies, and she's like, they fucking suck. She didn't say fucking. She was like, suck. And she just she's just kind of watches them and thinks they're bad. And but she rediscovered Ottavino, and she was like, oh, he's really good.
He didn't have so good of a comeback last year. I was a little afraid, but damn, that slider is breaking right now.
Yeah,
But she calls him Olavito.
Yeah,
she doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
That's right. She tries.
She's a Cubs fan from way back. So
I realize you already have a life and a career, but if you decided you wanted to talk about sports into a microphone, you can totally do that.
Thank you.
You are a natural.
Am I?
Yes. Fuck yeah.
You absolutely.
You've never done anything like this before?
Hell no.
Really?
I mean, I majored in musical theater in college. That probably helps.
So you know how
to standing up in front of people.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm saying you can actually. You're jumping in at the right times, and you're filling in the gaps nicely. You know what I'm saying?
Flow.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Well, thanks.
Because some people just kind of hang back. They don't. That's the thing.
It's the Boone's fun.
Oh yeah.
There you go. See, that's why we drink.
When Scott Hastings was here, what I noticed about him is he's so good that I would start to say something, and usually, like if no one's jumping in, I just keep talking, and
Yeah.
But he would pick up where I was going, and he would jump in, and he would then comment because he knew exactly what I was getting at, and I was just like, oh, this is easy, So
yeah.
Yeah,
And the tough part is steering a conversation, and that's what John was so fucking good.
Oh,
Yeah.
Stop! Oh, stop!
Just Charlie Blackmon.
Oh, that's awesome.
Charlie Blackmon.
He's here.
He's here. He's here.
Champion. I had one.
Love that
They
fucking
had one a couple of years ago with him, and they didn't have a beard for him, so they glued on this beard.
Ah.
That was way better.
Oh,
Like it was all like full hobo, Like this looks like more like Todd Helton or something.
It
you
does.
know?
It does look like Todd
They
Helton,
probably
doesn't it?
repurposed the Todd Helton. When the last year when they had the Iron Man they had the Marvel and they had the Iron Man, and then the bottom of it said like Tampa Bay Rays. You know about this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I have one for the Rockies.
Rockies that say Tampa Bay Rays.
Well, no, that's it. The Rockies. That was Iron Man, though.
Oh no, but my Iron Man says Tampa Bay Rays on the bottom.
Really?
Yeah.
That you got here?
Yeah. at the fucking Marvel Day, whatever it was.
Really? They gave you a Tampa Bay Rays one?
No, it's supposed to be. It says Rockies, but on the bottom it's stamped Tampa Bay Rays.
Oh, I have to look at that.
So they repurposed it, and they didn't.
Kind of like the Tulowitzki.
Yeah, I had one of those.
Perna retweeted the live link.
Whoa! Holy shit!
Thanks, Perna.
What's the occasion? Where's fucking Legal Weed Melvin? That's my question.
That's the great mystery.
I wrote that tweet.
Where is Legal Weed Melvin?
I wrote that tweet earlier in the week, and I saved it just for today, so I could say it the night before fucking 420, because I know this is his Christmas. And did he fucking acknowledge it? No. God damn, Legal Weed Melvin.
Be more active on social media, Legal Weed Melvin.
He'll fucking like 2 days from now, all of a sudden at like 3 a.m, he'll comment. He'll be like,
right. Well, I mean, he wouldn't be a total stoner if he weren't a total stoner.
That's true. So I you know what I think? I think it's Vic Lombardi.
That would be awesome.
That's
no.
Oh, I've been blocked. Oh, it's a good
what?
It's a good story.
Oh, let's come back and talk about it.
I pissed him off with a tweet.
Read it in sports.
Are we ready for sports?
Yeah. Oh, I'm so ready for sports.
Okay.
You guys ready for sports?
I'm ready. I'm gonna point to you when I'm ready.
I'm gonna do a read, and then he's gonna start sports.
Okay. So, are you ready?
Yes. Sportique is where scooters come from, and if you want to get into Coors Field the easy way, grab a 50cc machine from Sportique. Park it at a bike rack. No motorcycle endorsement necessary, and you don't need license plates. Use the bike lanes downtown. Oh, it's so nice. Sportique is where scooters come from. 160 South Broadway. Tell them the South Stand sent you.
Yeah! Woo! Woo! Come on!
Oh, no!
Sports going! Come on! Let's do this! Yeah! I miss you, sports! I miss you so much! Yeah! Sports! Woo! 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 Sports! Yeah! Sports! 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 Sports!
Gross.
Yeah.
That's so gross. Don't do that.
Sports seem a little bit more subdued than.
Don't do that.
Oh,
Sports.
Listen, when
it's like watching playoff hockey.
When Brooke talks about her panties flying off and she sees Patrick Waugh, that's okay.
Underwear fly across the room.
Boom.
Yep.
Patrick Waugh?
Oh, did.
Where have you been?
Yeah.
Have we met?
So when Waugh was the coach, it was just like every time he'd be sitting on the bench giving
Niagara
everyone,
Falls.
Yeah,
baby.
You were getting weekly panty deliveries from Amazon.
Yeah, she had the vapors. Let's just put it that way. All the
in
time.
My pants.
Yeah, exactly.
Vapor pants.
Yeah, definitely.
Vapor pants, Brooke.
So speaking of local people like that, who we had kind of teased it. Who do you despise? Who's blocked you? For what reasons? And give us kind of your insight as being this local kind of sports Twitter luminary endeavor.
I am not, and I know a lot of people disagree with me, but I'm not a DMAC fan at all. I think DMAC has freezing cold takes. We were just talking about the Terror on TV. Yeah. He belongs in the Arctic.
He's definitely amongst many people who just have to say shit.
Exactly.
And he has to say shit. But as a personality, as a talent, I don't think you can deny how skillful he is. But yeah, he's kind of a dumbass, and he says dumbass shit, but he knows that. It's part of his whole thing.
Well, I don't necessarily despise Vic Lombardi, but he's had me blocked for like 3 years.
And why?
Actually, no, it's more than that. When Peyton Manning came on. Remember when Peyton Manning was coming to town flying into Dove Valley?
Sure.
And everybody was freaking out saying, oh my God, did you see him?
That was DMAC's hour. That was his greatest moment.
Vic Lombardi was like stalker, apparently, and he was just tweeting all day, tweet after tweet after tweet. And he said, I'm hiding in the closet waiting for Peyton Manning. And I said, what a coincidence. That's where I keep my douches too. And
that's pretty blockable.
That's awesome, though.
It's pretty blockable.
That's one of the best uses of the social media platform I've ever heard.
It really is. He didn't appreciate it.
He did not appreciate it, and we have not met bridges yet.
Wow. Well, it's bringing that up. I had declared today that I was going to have Colin get me unblocked for all the people that he's
Les Shapiro.
Les Shapiro is the main one I can think of because somebody retweeted Les Shapiro, like quote tweeted him. And,
he's got good tweets.
And they were like, ooh, interesting. And I was like, what is it? I can't tell because I got you blocked. And the account's been unblocked and but he didn't bother to get me unblocked.
I had to beg Eric Goodman to talk to Les.
Oh, that ain't happening. That ain't happening.
So yeah, I had to go there.
Yeah.
So I had to soil myself.
Yeah, that is
in order to get that done. But now Les Shapiro's tweets are really good. I mean, let's face it. I've always thought he was kind of a douchebag, but his Twitter game is pretty strong.
Les knows a lot about
He's
sports.
very careful about how he uses it.
He was, as you pointed out, that during the Tebow era, he was very irrational about Tebow.
Yes, and he took a lot of flack and he blocked a lot of people, and that's when his block, his fury.
But that's not what did it. What did it was coming back to your pal D-Mac. D-Mac was on here talking shit about him, and then we were yucking it up because we thought it was great because it was to make good content, and then D-Mac had us delete it. He had us take that part out where he slagged him really bad. And then we got into it with Les, and we were saying, we didn't say this. This is the D-Mac said. Why are you yelling at us? Because he was yelling at us and calling us names. And I was like, this is not. And I wrote a thing about Les saying, hey, Les, this is what D-Mac said about you. And we didn't do anything. We just fucking recorded it. Sure, we laughed and we had a great time with it. And it was awesome. But that's why we initially got blocked. But then you went crawling on hands and knees to Eric Goodman and debased yourself. You debased yourself to Eric Goodman and fucking hoard yourself out just to get back in Les's good graces. And here I am. I can't read these great tweets. I can't read them.
Hey, look, Eric, you can grovel to Eric Goodman just
as
easily as
that will not happen.
No, but I want to talk about, speaking of getting blocked and getting in trouble on Twitter, I want to talk about something that happened to me a couple of weeks ago. In fact, I was watching the Avalanche game at Sobo 151 across the street when this happened. I was going through my timeline, sitting there at the bar, having a nice ice cold Labatt's Blue. I enjoy a Canadian beer. And Dana Loesch made a tweet that I objected to, and something about the Parkland kids or whatever she was blathering on about, and I responded, or I retweeted with comment. I would never want to see anybody shot except possibly her.
I saw that and I was like, you're mentioned.
Here it goes.
Oh,
like the fuse.
It was worse. It was worse than I had ever imagined it could be. So, like, several minutes after I tweeted that, I went outside Sobo to have a cigarette. I'm standing there. I opened my phone up, and I see all of my personal information: my home address, my cell phone number, the name of my business, date of birth, everything but social security number in a screen grab, tweeted out to the NRA universe.
Oh, those people don't fuck around. They will ruin your life.
Yeah, they'll fucking go for it.
Oh, yeah. So, and since then, I deleted my tweet. I blocked that person. I blocked 15 other people. And then I kind of went about my life, and then I got, several days later, we had a sponsor named Mangrade who has paid us not a dime in 4 years. And I still love my Mangrade. It's a great product.
It's a good product, yeah.
But somebody tweeted, Mangrade, why do you support this, this website? Because they went to our website and there's a Mangrade ad on the website, and Mangrade disavowed me and said we have nothing to do with these people, and it's just a
which is understandable.
Why does BSN never affiliated with this entity? And it was really a valuable lesson, I guess, in the sense I did not realize how off the fucking rails some of these people are.
They're fucking crazy. And I was on vacation and I had spotty internet service, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, internet service. And all of a sudden I was like, and it was one of those people like going, this person supports blah, blah. And I was like, what the fuck's going on? A couple people were like, oh, you seeing this? And I was like, I just turned. I was like, no, I'm not. I don't want anything to do with this. It's fucked up.
Fortunately, the internet has a short memory. Except for you with your obsession with Joseph. Everybody else seems to have a short memory.
No, they do. But see, those people are lunatics.
They are.
And they'll fucking run into the ground.
they'll dox you and not even look back.
Yep, it's crazy, and it's like it's so vile. And you probably shouldn't have said what you said. And I
know I didn't say killed. I said shot. You get shot.
Still, whenever you say something like that,
shot in the knee.
Like you could go, Dana Loesch, you fucking wild-eyed fucking fanatic. You suck, and I hope you fucking somebody takes a shit in your Cobb salad. You know, you could say that, and people will just be like, "Fuck you, dude." But as soon as you say something about getting killed or anything like that, it's game on, because then they're like, "Oh, you said something bad. You're the intolerant left," and then they have something to hang their hat on, and then they bury it.
Yeah, that was the really interesting part about the whole thing was, wait a minute, now I'm a lefty now. Wow, that's interesting. That's a unique place for me to be, because
they don't differentiate.
All the confrontations I've had in the past have been about my far right white nationalist leanings.
Yes.
But then these are the same people that literally will post pictures of public hangings of Hillary and things like that. So just calm the hell down, Jethro.
Jethro's also rooting for the Predators too in the game coming up.
Yes, and eating squirrel.
Yeah, he's definitely doing
drinking moonshine.
No, but let that be a lesson.
I love how you've been playing that Office Kentucky, by the way. That's been fantastic. I've been really enjoying it.
You wouldn't believe the fucking dummies.
It's not Kentucky, you idiot!
They're like Nashville's in Tennessee. What the fuck? I'm like, oh my god, how fucking dumb are you? You're just proving my point, you fucking rubes.
Total morons.
Oh my god.
Which brings me to the Moran of the week.
You got a Moran of the week.
Yeah, I got a Moran of the week. In honor of Scottish Al Moran.
Scottish Al in Ireland.
You in Ireland. Irish Al,
Scottish
Al
lives in Ireland. Yeah.
Okay, I always mess that up.
And I said Brooke must have blocked him because he was sending unsolicited up kilt. He's wearing his kilt and he's flashing.
Are you kidding me? I solicit those.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been blocked if he said those.
That's what I told him. I said I probably was on my period. That's why. Keep sending them.
Keep sending them.
Slide into my DMs like Ricky Henderson.
Absolutely.
I've got a DM story too coming up. But Moran of the week is none other than number 7 himself.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I'm with Colin on this.
Hold on a second. I'm going to get the NRA people on this. NRA people, you need to know what he's saying now, because he's gone off the fucking deep end.
Top 3 among least trusted NFL executives, according to the USA Today.
No. And according to the USA Today, who talked to who?
Everybody
they talk to agents. That's who decides where players go.
Dude, agents are scumbags. Agents are scumbags.
They're scumbags with power. And they don't like John Elway, and that's a problem.
All I'm saying.
And he treats people like shit. He treated CJ like shit. He treated Manning like shit. He treats people like shit. He treats a lot of people like shit. That's his rep. That's going to be his rep.
After the CJ thing, Kliss tweeted #classy Elway respect. Because of how Elway handled the situation.
Yeah.
So I have to go with Kliss. I got to go with Kliss.
Of course you do. And now John's talking about the 5th pick is for sale. Come get my 5th pick. It's absolutely out of fucking hand.
I am livid at the suggestion of even having the 5th pick traded down. I mean, you have to suck to get the number 5 pick. So embrace the number 5 and find the best person that's going to improve your team. I happen to believe that's not Baker Mayfield, but that's just me. But to trade down with somebody and get it what have we done in the past? We've done Cody Latimer. What a superstar. I mean, I don't trust John Elway in this draft. I don't trust him.
But you're kind of making the point though, right? If he could take that number 5 and get 7 in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th rounds. That's where he does well.
That's what Belichick does.
But impact players is what I'm talking here. The fact that you would pass that up and pass up on my big guy in this draft is Quentin Nelson. The guy has been compared to Anthony Munoz and Larry Allen, and I just think because our offensive line sucks so bad, we've got Garrett Bowles, who's got literally super glue on his hands, that he would make the biggest impact right now.
But an offensive lineman at 5 is just so disinteresting.
But
I mean, I understand that might be the right move, but as a fan, it's such.
But Jesus could be quarterback, and he'll spend the whole game on his ass.
Well, we actually had. Yeah, we had as a quarterback at one time.
Yeah. I all valid points, but Yeah, you're right though. If you're that far down and you've got like a generational player that you can get, then you need to do it. And I bring up Bill Belichick.
People say the Chubb dude.
The Chubb.
Bradley Chubb is absolutely somebody who can make an immediate impact. He's not the sexy pick. Neither one of them are a sexy pick. People want Baker Mayfield.
What does he play? I don't follow college.
What does he play? Chubb and Butt?
Defensive end.
I've got a Chubb for Chubb. About that. Let's just say that. All valid points, but and if they can get somebody who's going to be a huge impact player for years to come, it's fine. I said I bring up Belichick. Now they typically trade down, but they're picking in the back end, and so they don't typically get a top 5 pick because they're always good. They've been good for fucking 20 years. So they do that because that's more value to them. So if they're picking near the end, they trade down and they get a bunch of picks, and it usually works out for them. But if you're right, if you get a 5th pick, it should be somebody good.
You don't fuck up a 5th pick.
You just fuck it up.
And you don't trade down. I mean, if you're at 10, that's fine, but you've got a chance to get a quality franchise-defining player, and all I keep thinking is that we're wasting Von Miller's best years.
That's true. Yep. He didn't win a Super Bowl.
Okay, I got a question for you guys.
Okay.
This is one I got from Twitter. Dude asked me. I gotta look. I gotta see. James Patrick Owen at the South Stands. Really original name.
That's your boy, right?
Nice job. Yeah, we've had our tilts, but I like him. Would you trade tomorrow, pick 5, for Aaron Rodgers?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Me too.
Yep.
What about you, Scott?
I'd trade my ovaries for Aaron
Rodgers. I'd have sex with Aaron Rodgers just so he'd come here.
Oh, Kevin would love it here.
Yeah.
Kevin would love it.
Denver's always been very gay friendly for as long as I can remember. And those two will find a nice home in Wash Park together. So Cheeseman. They go to Cheeseman. You get a nice mansion in Cheeseman. They'll be happy as clams there. So yeah,
make it happen, Elway.
Yeah. Well, I mean that'd be great if they wanted to part ways with a
he's unhappy there.
Wouldn't that be awesome if that was just the Broncos thing from here on out?
Just
like,
get
guys. Yeah. Sorry, Drew Brees.
So if they had Aaron Rodgers tomorrow or starting the season, automatic Super Bowl contender.
Absolutely,
right?
you are. Absolutely.
Totally.
I mean, people have been arguing with me all week, telling me that I'm stupid and shut up because I wanted a not sexy player in the draft, and yes, I understand that quarterback is your best. Is your best position, your most important position. But honestly, we have Case Keenum, and my point right now is if you're not going to go get Aaron Rodgers, why can't you just goddamn be satisfied with Case Keenum for a couple seasons? Why? Peyton Manning was never considered to be long.
Because this is John Elway country, and I think that's what a lot of Broncos fans, myself included, desire, is that 12 to 14-year starter who is going to become a legend of the game and a Hall of Famer. That's what we thirst for.
And he was only 3 to 4 years.
Peyton Manning rode this franchise's coattails to a championship.
Well, he didn't.
When it was up to him, he went 43-8 against the Seahawks.
Well, he didn't do shit to win the Super Bowl. I'm sorry. As far as my opinion goes, he had the worst year that he had when he was with us. And it's the defense that won that Super Bowl, which is why I'm saying if you've got a quality guy at defense that you can get him.
I agree. I don't know. It's
we had one named Wade Phillips, and we let him leave.
Yeah. The Broncos, the schedule got released, and everyone busted.
We got the Rams.
The Rams are coming.
Yeah.
I think the Rams are coming here. Yeah. The Rams are just gonna fucking house them. But I agree with Case, and we got to take a break because we got to get in the fourth quarter. We went over in the third. Keenum is not bad, and everyone's like kind of like, oh, this is not sexy or whatever. He was pretty decent last year. He had a pretty good run. Now, if they have a terrible offensive line, then maybe you've got a little better Trevor Siemian. Who knows? But he's pretty good. You could ride that for a while. But I don't know. I'd be interested to see. My guess is that Elway is just like he's going to go for that quarterback. He's going to go for that generational player and try to get that guy, which fucking doesn't happen very often. So if he misses on that again, they're fucked because he tried that with Paxton Lynch, and we all know what happened with that.
He tried it with Brock Osweiler, too, and everybody thought that playing 2 years or whatever under Peyton, and the dude sucked. So that's why I'm not for picking a quarterback at 5. Paxton
Lynch. Okay, so you remember in the Three Stooges when like Curly would really freak out and he'd get on the floor and he'd spin around in a circle? That's basically what Paxton Lynch did. That's basically what Paxton Lynch did last year. Just you're like, what are you doing, dude?
And then he cried.
It was awful. That's terrible. Let's take a quick break. We'll get back to the fourth, and we'll bring it on home. So be right back.
Goddamn bottle. Yeah, so let me see the schedule. Let me see what we get. First 2 games are at home, Seattle and Raiders. And at Baltimore, home against KC. I can't tell where they're away or when they're home. Oh, home. Yeah, okay. Home against the Rams. Home against the Texans.
The schedule's pretty. I mean, it's not.
I'm telling you, he's gonna.
It's not very scary.
The tallest one is.
Probably. Yeah.
Josh Allen. Is that his name? Josh
Allen from Wyoming.
He's the tall one?
Yep.
That's
he's the tall one.
No, that guy's gonna be a bust.
Well, sure. That's who's gonna.
But everybody has the chance to be a bust, which is why, of these 5 quarterbacks people are going to talk about, 3 of them are going to end up being Cade McNown, Jacoby Brissett, and just some other backup. You're going to strike lightning once or twice, maybe, with these guys. That's what I think. And you know who else would really like an offensive line right now? Andrew Luck. That guy may never play again.
Oh yeah, true. He got hammered. And you know what? And that sucks. And I don't want them to take an offensive lineman, but if you give Case Keenum a good offensive line,
look what Minnesota had.
Yeah. Now they didn't have that good an offensive line.
No, it was decent.
Yeah, but it was better than the Broncos.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Do not know.
So, yeah, Andrew Luck has not had such good luck.
He hasn't even thrown a pass in well over a year.
And isn't it funny how his career arc is far shorter, is sort of following the Peyton Manning curve. Like, is he going to wind up winning a Super Bowl somewhere else?
Boom. Andrew Luck?
Yeah.
No, I think he's going to go.
I think he's
going to go the way of Derrick Rose. That's what I think. I think he's going to be perpetually injured.
Because if he gets hammered again,
God damn, you're good at this, Brooke.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. You should have your own podcast, Brooke.
Yeah.
No more than we do. Fucking bunch of dummies here. Though, I follow all that stuff, and just sometimes, like the Broncos, like I said, I just tuned out so much because they were so bad and was so disappointing, and I just was like, I don't want to know anything about them.
I got to tell you, I don't think they're gonna. Looking at the schedule, I think 7 wins is being optimistic.
Yeah, I haven't really looked at it,
and that sucks. It sucks because we're going to go through this another year, so we'll end up at 11 or 12, and we're going to just keep doing that, which is why I think people have such a hard on for a quarterback, because they're hoping that they're going to get that first year superstar.
And I don't follow college, so I don't know Baker Mayfield from fucking Josh Rosen or any of those guys, but I don't know. He seems like he might be good.
He's good. Here's the problem. He's kind of a dick, and that's the problem is that if he thinks he's going to be the backup, he's not going to stand for that.
Yeah.
He'll be a problem, I think.
Oh, he will be the backup for at least a year.
Absolutely he will. Yeah, right.
At least a year. So that's why I think they might not take a quarterback with that pick. And if those guys all get snatched up.
Could be. It's just going to be if I really think Saquon Barkley's going to the Giants, though. I really think that a number 2 for a running back, that's brave. That's brave.
I don't know any of these guys. I hate college sports so much. I don't follow it.
Well, Cleveland has 1-4, so they 1-4.
Yeah, right? Something like that.
So I don't know who they're going to take. Everybody says they're going to take Darnold from USC.
He's a quarterback.
He's the quarterback.
He's a quarterback.
Yeah, the big quarterbacks are Darnold, Rosen, Allen, Mayfield, and then Lamar Jackson maybe.
Lamar Jackson may end up being a Bronco if they trade back.
If they trade back into the second, but all I know is that we've passed up on Russell Wilson in the past, and I don't know. I don't trust. I know people say in LA we trust. I don't trust him on draft day. As far as I can throw.
Oh, I'm well past in no way we trust. I mean, what I would like to see is Elway as the owner character, like Bolin, and a GM.
And then keep your hands out of person or
get a fur coat.
Yep.
Walk down on the sidelines.
Everyone's like, "Yeah, I love you, LA."
Hand people rings.
Yeah.
That's what I want him to do. Because he sucks as a G.
He does suck as a GM. I've been saying that for 3 years.
Yeah, come on. He made some good decisions.
He drafted Von Miller.
Oh, that's the whole thing.
He was number 2.
Yeah, that's what I say. When he's got that pick,
Exactly.
where's this a no-brainer?
But you guys remember they were going between Miller and Marcel Darius. They really were. To figure out if they were going to take
Marcel Darius didn't play anymore?
He does.
Buffalo or something. He played for Buffalo.
He played for Buffalo and he just got traded.
Yeah.
I don't remember where.
Well, they would have taken Cam Newton if they had taken.
That would have been nice. I do kind of like that guy. As a fantasy player, I love it. Yeah. Love those rushing touchdowns.
True.
Yeah.
Another 15-minute quarter, and we're having a great time. But like I said, it's been a long week, so I want to get home and edit this and get it. So I'm not trying to rush you out of here, Brooke. We're having a good time.
I'm old as hell.
I feel
you can rush me out. That's fine.
Well, we can always have you back. So maybe you can come in with LA Baby.
Oh, geez.
Time. Did I give her that MAGA hat? She take that hat? Or she took it. I had a MAGA hat.
Of course she took that.
Yeah, she did. She took it. She masturbated.
She's getting disillusioned though. Have you noticed the cracks in the porcelain?
Well, a little bit. But Lauren's gonna toe the line with conservatism.
She's starting to crack.
I like her.
I like her too.
I like her so much.
She's starting to crack on the Trump thing now.
Well, most people are. Even the most staunch.
Yeah, she's really pissed about the whole Jeff Sessions pot thing.
Well, yeah, that's what Jeff Sessions said. That's what she said. You come for my drugs first. You said you've lost me.
Yeah, don't come for my drugs. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jeff Sessions better fucking march his ass here and try to take all the weed because I'll meet him at the border.
Yeah, let's
I'll meet him at the border and be like, you got to go through me, little man. Because he's probably like fucking 5'4" and he's a little elf, and I'll just fucking put him on his ass.
All right, we got Mutiny Information Cafe followed by music.
Let's do it.
Are you ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Hit it.
Mutiny Information Cafe right there at Broadway in Ellsworth is not new Denver. It's old Denver. It's a coffee shop. It's a bookstore. It's a wonderful place to find comic books and old records and pins and patches and all the rest. It's a community center, hidden open mic night, see a band. It's Mutiny Information Cafe. And please let them know the South Stand sent you. That'd be awesome.
Speaking of old records.
Tone Loc.
Tone Loc, baby.
Oh yeah.
In case you're watching the live stream, there might be somebody watching it. The hits come later. They watch it later. Maybe not people are watching it live, Who's sitting around at home watching a goddamn fucking...
Maybe I'll pull my t-shirt down.
There you go. Oh, wow. Look at the viewers.
There's no sports on tonight, so...
That's true.
Might as well take a look at Brooke's boobies.
Well, just so everyone knows, so you won't hear the music on there because YouTube will fucking ding us for it. So you only hear it on the podcast. So if you want to hear Scott's tunes, you got to listen to the actual show.
Mutiny. They do live podcasts there.
Yeah. But those are all podcasts for people who don't have an awesome studio.
Would still be fun if they're on the road.
Those are also podcasts for people doing like social justice type things. And if you get Colin up there talking about his quasi-fascist beliefs, it might.
The Dana Loesch thing will play really well.
That might, he might have to go. Everyone's booing him. He's like, "Hey, let's kill the NRA lady!" Woo! That'll go over well. So, I don't know if we should go over there. I don't think. Matt hasn't like run over here and said, "Dudes, when are you coming by?" Right?
Why hasn't he done that?
Yeah, I think we know why. I think Matt's been around this enough to know why he's not going to invite us over.
Yeah, they have named the genders. They have a whole gender podcast.
No, they
all 101 genders.
No, they have Bree Davies.
Bree Coco Davies.
She worked for Westward and stuff. I've known her I've never met her. I've known her for years, but she does her show there, and it's very about Denver and gentrification and stuff like that. So you getting on there and making talks little slips about black guys, people start raining trash down on us. Yeah, and then again, I'll get blocked by someone from there.
Do you see that our people finally have a cheese of their own? I put this on the Twitter. Yeah. White American cheese. It's awesome. Yeah. White American cheese slices. It's a processed cheese food. Speaking of processed cheese food, speaking of processed cheese food, I'm going to see Taylor Swift with your friend and mine, LA Baby. So I have to prepare my wife and family for this eventuality because God only knows how off the rails that evening is going to become. But I'm really excited about it. I was looking for somebody because as a 45-year-old male with gray hair, I didn't feel like I could attend the concert alone.
Oh God!
But won't it be mostly 45-year-old men with gray hair?
No,
that would be like a sea of child touchers.
Yeah. So I needed somebody to shield me from the child touching persona. Yeah. So I asked LA Baby.
So they'll think she's your daughter.
Hopefully, or hopefully my younger sister. Hopefully.
They're like, you brought your dad to the show.
She's what, like 30 now or 29?
I don't think she's that old.
So I think she's
I love you, Lauren, just in case you're listening.
So if she's been on before. So let's say she's 29. So I mean, if I were her dad, it'd be really weird. Like I would have had to have had kids pretty young. So I feel good about that.
They're gonna look at that rich guy with his
nephew, his niece. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really weird that you're gonna go see that show, and
it's awesome, dude. I love Tay-Tay. And Lauren and I will sing along to every single.
I bet you will. That shit sucks. That's terrible.
It's awesome.
It's really bad music.
Awesome. Shake it off, Sean. Shake it off.
Scott, judgment. Get the DJ. The DJ can give his ruling.
I've never heard it before.
What?
I don't know who she is. I don't know.
You know who she is.
I was actually. Yeah, I know who she is. But
let me break it down for you.
Was it on a commercial?
She started as
She
started as a country artist, and then kind of got into like a pop vein, and then kind of is trying to try to branch out and be like Radiohead almost. Trying to do weird shit, but it's all super like somebody writes it all for her, and it's all just really bad like pop music.
That's not true. Taylor Swift writes her own shit.
I don't think so.
I think she does.
I think she did early. I think. I don't know if she does now. But when I was trying to think of songs, my first song, I'm like, oh, she's the one that does that song, You Ought to Know. And I'm like, no, that's not right.
That's Alanis Morissette.
And then it was, the Roar song. And I'm like, no, that's not it.
That's Katy Perry.
See,
you got any Avril Lavigne you want to talk about or what? No, it's really bad. Like here's the thing: it's produced really well and it's masterfully done pop music. But you listen to the lyrics and you're like, man, this is just crap.
I remember when she was a child and did like country stuff, and I thought, that's pretty cool.
Well, and the lyrics are perfect for Lauren because she's basically her. If you really listen to what she's saying, like she's destroying men.
I get that.
Men's lives, I get that. That's her thing. So, and I think at LA Baby is probably.
Doesn't Captain Bronco?
Oh, he loves Taylor Swift.
Yeah. I love the tape.
I'm saying
it's gonna be awesome.
Captain Bronco and LA Baby, they just have so many similarities. Like,
and it's a mile high.
They both love Simeon.
Oh my God,
they love Trump.
Simeon, yeah. Let's not get Captain Bronco in trouble. He works for the government. So. Captain Bronco disappeared from Twitter. Do you know that?
No.
Yeah, he deactivated for a while.
No.
Yep.
Really?
Yep, he did.
Because of the government?
No, he just was like sick of dealing with assholes, which I mean, I can relate.
Oh, I love dealing with assholes.
I don't.
That's my favorite part.
I know, right? Assholes are the best part of Twitter.
Brooke, you're always I always see your tang with some people now and then, and how do you deal with it? Like me, I'm like I don't know this person. This person has 45 followers. They're a piece of shit, and still I'm like I fucking hate this guy. Now I'm upset, and I have to just like turn Twitter off. I'm like,
no, it's easy for me because you know what? You can't beat me in a Twitter beat. I'll destroy you. I hate to even say that or pat myself on the back, but I will destroy you. So don't even try. And I live for. You know what? It's not fun to talk to people that you agree with all the time. I want to have people that I don't agree with, so I can tear their ass.
No, I agree, and that's the thing. I think everybody should listen and follow or read things that they don't agree with, and that's fine. I just mean like when somebody's just a fucking prick and they're just attacking you. I'm like, I don't need this. I had a guy the other night. I think it was last night, and I had made fun of Scott. Hey, Scott. I had made fun of Brad Paisley and Rascal Flatts, like we were talking about earlier. And just amongst all the people like commenting and that I'm talking with, this guy's like, well, why is this not valid music? And I started to reply to him, and I was like, why do I even reply to this guy? I should just fucking let him just go get lost to the sands of time, and I don't have to worry about it. And then he can just wonder why I fucking think that. And that made me feel real good.
That's the problem. Sense of humor on Twitter are few and far between. Everybody gets butthurt at everything anybody says.
Yep.
And sarcasm gets lost, and I am sarcastic as hell.
I also am. But I think there should be a special font for that. But sometimes you find an account that you really enjoy following. Ooh. And I found one this week, and it's my tweet of the week. At Rocky's Haiku. Just wonderful stuff. And the Rockies have been retweeting him quite a bit. It's a really fun account to follow. At Rocky's Haiku. Here are a few of their tweets from this week. As the sun rises, the greatest game returns to 20th and Blake. Bring it home Friday. Send the Cubs back to Wrigley after a clean sweep. Shake today off, boys. Coors packed with Cubs fans. Next 3. Send them home sad. Off days must happen, but that does not make today's break any better. Got walloped today, but a 5-2 East Coast road trip is just fine. Welcome to Pittsburgh. Sorry it's cold here. San Juan sounds better. Bushy beards are warm. Chuck Nasty has a warm face and a warm nape too. You must be joking. The Rockies are not allowed to hit out of Coors Field. Baseball in Denver can be so entertaining when Chuck Nasty plays. Finally, we saw a bit of fight from the Rocks with both bats and fists. Follow at Rocky's Haiku, and it's really fun. And the team account, which is fantastic, by the way. Whoever manages the Rockies Twitter account should be nominated for
his name was like Julian something.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic, and always retweeting the haikus from at Rocky's Haikus. What a fun account, and I'm envious. I think this guy, whoever's doing it, is having a great time.
Sounds good. I guess follow Rocky's Drill. You know Rocky's Drill? Well, you know who Drill is, right?
No.
Wint Drill. You don't know?
No. You totally lost me here.
The most famous Twitter accounts of all time. It's just a little picture of Jack Nicholson. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking
about. Yeah. The guy's like, and no one knows who it is, and it's like it's this famous account, and then someone made a Rockies version of it. So they take this guy's tweets and they turn Rockies version of it. But did you see the Andre?
Yes.
So good.
Wasn't it good?
I was literally when they were going through WrestleMania 3. I was literally on the edge of my seat, even though.
Why did I buy the whole seat when I did the edge?
The thing about it, I just was like, okay, I understand what he was doing. He was his back was going out. His physical problems.
His guts never stopped growing.
No, he just keeps growing. They knew he was going to die, right? They knew he wasn't long. And then I think as a kid, I saw Andre the Giant wrestle. I was like very little, and I remember going where he was. That's a vague memory of mine. But then I thought, okay, he did this thing. He was the villain, and Hulk beat him and kind of passed the torch. But then he kept going. And then I thought, and then he kind of was miserable. And I thought, well, why couldn't they have given him a redemption story and had him come back and help Hulk Hogan? before they knew he was done. And they didn't do that. And I thought that was the sad thing of the whole part, is that he left as a villain and never really kind of got the applause anymore.
Yeah,
and
I thought the heel.
Yeah, and I thought that was really sad. All they had to do was have him like turn and like help Hulk Hogan one time, and he could have fucking retired, and it would have been fine.
Better yet, he's fighting against Hogan,
and then
another opponent, and he changes.
That's all they had to do. They didn't fucking do it, and I thought that's so bizarre. They just wouldn't have done that, and they could have said, "Hey, you're gonna fucking quit soon? Well, let's do this for you, and then you can stop."
But I think they do that with every sport. There's always a transition from one superstar to the next superstar, and I guess watching that, God, Hulk Hogan was good.
Oh yeah,
damn,
he was awesome.
He was a master at what he did. And I think people were kind of done with Andre the Giant.
It's fine.
They knew that.
I get that, but they could have at least given him a redemption story because they knew Hogan was the future. They could have at least given him something to kind of go, "Hey, I'm a good guy again, and I can go out on my own terms." But they didn't do that, and I thought that was really fucking cruel. But you mentioned Hogan, I was like, he looks so awesome, and now all we know is he's the dude from the bad porno too.
Well, and that's what's interesting about this is I watched. So the night that aired, the documentary first aired, I missed it in its time slot, and so I had to wait until next day. Man, right? So that night, the night it aired, I watched a documentary on Netflix called "Don't Speak" about the
Gwen Stefani,
right?
It's a joke, guys. It's
it was about the first and the Gawker case, and then later Trump and all that. And so I watched that first. And I watched the next night. I watched Hulk Hogan becoming Hulk Hogan, and not sleeping with the love sponge's wife. And
he's like talking about, I ate a lot of food. And I was like, fuck. Come on, dude. It's gross.
I don't remember the Hollywood Hulk days when he became a bad guy.
After that, yeah.
It was like when Michael Jordan played.
I always hated pro wrestling.
Well, he came back. He came back from that, and he became a good guy again.
I always hated the shit.
It's bullshit.
When I was a little kid, I remember watching on like UHF a Texas regional pro wrestling thing on TV, and I was immediately hooked. I was like 6, 7 years, 8 years old, whatever. And I would take the couch cushions and wrestle them and jump around and body slam and suplex and the whole bit. And my parents just drilled it into my head. That's the dumbest shit ever. That's totally stupid. It's fake. It's scripted, blah, 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 blah. And then when WWF came into vogue several years later, when I was like 12 years old, I was like, you guys realize this is scripted, right? My parents taught me this years ago.
And now you're still yelling at people on Twitter about that. Same thing.
It's so fucking dumb.
Well,
I can't believe people who still, like Bill Simmons. I have all the respect in the world for him. He still follows wrestling.
I really hate seeing wrestling tweets, but what I've realized is I'm just kind of like, they're fucking into it. I don't give a shit. It doesn't do me any harm, And I mean, I hate seeing it. Granted, I can't stand it because they really act like.
Sure, Better Call Saul's not real either.
True, yeah. So,
have you guys ever? There's a semi-pro wrestling league around town. Have you guys ever gone to one of these?
No,
it's really fun.
My time doing that.
I've gone 2 years in a row at the Jeffco Fairgrounds every year. I really have, and it's awesome.
Those people do a good job. They have to do.
What's fun about it is you start watching it, and yeah, it's fake and ha ha ha, and then all of a sudden you realize that yes, they're actors in the wrestling ring, but you're an actor too. Mm-hmm. And then once all of you, then you just get into it, and it's it's all theater, and you're part of the show.
But here's
it's so much fun.
About it is that it may be fake, but those guys are getting CTE crazy.
And
so are hockey players.
I know, but that's real. WWF or whatever it is now is fake. Yet those guys are dying. They're killing each other. I mean, they're people who killed his wife.
Killed his kid. Having brain trauma.
They're having major brain trauma. So it may be fun for us, but these guys are getting.
Man, in 20 years, sports is going to suck.
Yeah.
Sports is going to suck in 20 years because everyone's going to realize that everything but baseball ruins your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, baseball is too.
Only
has 2 concussions in baseball.
Yeah, you get beaten by a ball, that kind of thing. Yeah. But it's far, far less common. In real sports, just this last week, did a report on the NHL And what the doctors in that report said is that this is worse than the NFL. It's far worse. These guys are getting their brains rocked every few seconds.
I played with a guy who, by the time we were done, I played with him for a few years. He just get jostled, and all of a sudden he couldn't see.
Yeah.
And he was like, I can't see. And I was like, oh, Jesus. And we were finally like, you probably shouldn't play anymore. And he stopped because he, I think, had gotten so many over the years. He hit his head too, but now it was so bad where he was getting it just from getting like bumped, you know.
Well, that ice is hard, and their little noggins hit that all the time. And it doesn't
You
matter
don't have to
if
hit your head. You can whip your head and get a concussion.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if you have a helmet on or not.
Nope.
Eventually, they're going to have to invent a styrofoam jelly that you inject into your skull.
That's something to keep the brain still.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be real fucking sci-fi shit. It's awesome. We should probably get out of here soon.
With Darwinism and so forth. Eventually, humans will be that way, and those guys are going to be really good at sports.
But isn't it true, though, that there's people who can take brain trauma and they won't get it at all?
It's the same thing as the people who drink 6 drinks every day. What's the secret of your longevity? I drink a pint of whiskey. Not everybody's the same.
Absolutely. Somebody can do that, and then somebody can do it, and then they'll fucking drop dead. So it really just depends. So they got guys who are like, oh, football's causing CT, and it's like, well, maybe in that person, maybe the other person, isn't gonna have that happen to them.
Just has indigestion, or maybe a hangnail.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just a drunk. They can deal with it.
One of those things. Well, let's get going. We had a good time, and
it's great to fucking do a show again, right? I had a great time.
I had a really good time. Brooke, you were awesome.
Thank you. This was fun.
We appreciate you coming in. I could talk to you all night, but I just know that I'm going to be up all night editing this, and well, that's not true.
Well, take the Mad Dog with you. That might help.
That's
John. You please take the Mad Dog.
You know what? I think you go out on Broadway and make some bum.
Maybe I'm gonna put it in a little gift bag in the alley. No, with a bow.
Go out there and find a guy and say, "Look, dude, this is yours. If you keep everybody away from my alley, just keep everyone out of here. This one's yours."
My brother caught some guy on the. We got cameras everywhere, and my brother caught a dude the other day shitting. Fucking got him right there on video. He's like, "Hey. Come here, Colin. Check this out." I was like, "Oh God, Jesus Christ!"
Now, shitting or masturbating?
No, he's shit.
No, what would you take?
I'd prefer the masturbating. It doesn't smell as bad.
And, less substance too. Less material left behind.
And we also one time caught a hobo couple. And believe me, I distinguish between hobos and homeless. 2 different things.
Were they having bed bug sex?
They had bed bug sex in the alley, yeah, we got it on video. Yeah. It's not good. Yeah. It's fully clothed, so we saw no flesh at all.
Really? Through the flaps.
Yeah, exactly.
Flaps to flaps.
And the jackets and the whole bit, layered. They were.
Well, I would imagine you get good at that at some point. You're like, hey, let's do it. Now we know you know what to do. So get everything.
Get this over with.
Get the landing strip ready, and we can get on in this. So, it's good times. That's good stuff. Yes, it was very good. And like I said, Brooke, you're a natural. I think you could do this. You could do this as a profession. You know probably more about the Broncos than we do, which is wonderful. And appreciate your draft insight.
It was fun. Thanks for having me.
Good. It's good to have you here. So this has been a good one. We'll try to get back to it soon. I don't know when. Maybe in a little while.
A couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks.
A couple of weeks. But come back again soon, Brooke. We appreciate it.
Whenever you want me. Well, I should probably put it that way. Well, actually, maybe I should.
We're having another one in an hour, so come on back.
Okay.
Good times, folks. Go Avs. I don't think the Avs are going to be long for this world, but hey, it's been fun. We've been jumping up and pacing in our homes, freaking out. It's been a long time since we've been able to do that. So go Avs, go Rockies. Not so much the Nuggets. Go John Elway. I've got his back. These guys don't. I've got Elway's back. I love him.
Be smart, John Elway.
Be smart, Elway. Just don't do the wrong thing. So, hey, until next time, it's been the South Stands Denver Fancast. Adios.
We love you, Denver! Yeah!
Yeah. It's hot in here, isn't it?
It's hot.
It's hot in here. In the summertime, it's really fucking hot.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was really good.
Nice.
High five.
High five.
Like I said, you did really well.
Thank you.
It was excellent.
It's fun.
You should get some other ladies together and have a sports podcast with just women.
Just with women. That's
I think that'd be awesome.
Oh my God, you and Lauren, fucking.
Because honestly, it's all fucking dudes. It's just all dudes.
It all is all dudes.
Well, no.
But then you get the people
Is
who
that
are
over?
always douching out on me, saying, "Shut up,
That's still
you're
going.
a chick." You know.
Well, yeah.
Kill it?
No, believe me.
They're killing.
I love a female voice in sports talk radio. When Lindsey Jones was doing it, I was